Okay, so because we have Sage of the Skies, we can go Momo. We can get absolutely crazy turn 2. The only counterplay is literal 1 mana removal. So unless it's mono black with Hex or Dimir control with Hex, we should be safe. Drums, we get the mana from this and we get the discount with Sage. Our opponent seems to be playing potentially Rakdos. Very interesting. Okay, we have options. Guys, we have options. I think we can kill the Moon Shadow here and then go for the Sage, but no, but we need to play the drums in order to get the value. Guys, I really like this play. I really like this play. We can showcase it, so let's go. If we pick... Wait, we could Pixie, but then we don't get any triggers from anything. It's just not good. Here we get the maximum. We get the discount from Momo. We get the drum, basically discount also in a way, because it costs 0 mana if you tap a creature. But it still counts as an extra spell. So this is pretty much the fastest you can humanly go with this deck. Yeah, even our opponent playing Moon Shadow, potentially Rakdos, is impressed. As we all know, every time it's a Moon Shadow deck, it's always Rakdos, but I have some doubts. So far it gives me the vibe of Mono Black, but it's not possible, right? It's just not possible. What do you have? They are cooking and I have no idea what. Okay, they play second color then, I guess. I will keep painting. Okay, this is important. So now we go for Zenith into, you guessed it, a very tragic trajectory. Let's target one of them. How about one of them? We kill their stuff and we get our stuff. And our stuff hits faster and harder because of this absolutely ridiculous opening. This is, I'll be honest, I think this is one of the hardest openings this deck can ever get. And you can see the power is kinda there. Our opponent will just cycle some cards, get some Phoenixes, but they had to play the land because they are bad at Magic and they are on the draw. So on the play they could get at this turn basically the Bloodghast and potentially even the Phoenix, because they would be 1 mana ahead. So they would now play the land after discarding with Tersa, but you get the idea. Very big difference for them. I'm happy that it didn't happen, and yep, our opponent starting strong, and you know what we have to do? We have to start even stronger. Nope, 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 nope. Hopefully they won't have follow-up. Sometimes you take those aggressive hands and you don't have second creature. It turns out the second creature is even better than the first one. So yeah, there is that. There is that. I think we need to go for the drum. And let's go Momo, because there is a chance we get the Flier on the next turn, which would combo perfectly. So how can we beat this? It will be hard. It will be hard. We could bounce the Simrip. I still think this is still kind of scary. Like, it's not like we can give it to them. Maybe later, if the game goes right. This, of course, enables all the discard shenanigans way better. So maybe on the next turn. Let's see if they can use the card. I think they play the land. Nope. Yeah, I think we will have to switch the Simri, because this is getting really scary. Yeah, they got a freebie. They got a freebie. However, this cannot go around Tragic Trajectory. So this is... Okay, this is actually massive. Guys, this is the turn that will be remembered as the switcheroo. And suddenly, we are winning. Do we? We're kind of defending here, so I think we keep the Zenith. Not sure if we'll block. I mean, I guess we're making the humans, but... For attacking for 1 doesn't feel very good. I much rather have this small board. Okay, this was massive. We solved the biggest thing they had. Let's see if they have Phoenix. Of course, now they want to equip, discard Phoenix, pay 1 red, and get a card. They discarded a land. Okay. So that kind of tells us that they don't have Phoenix or Bloodghasts. This is still so much damage. We have Haliya in the deck, but, you know, not here. Oh, and the trample. The trample shenanigans. We'll lose Zenith if we block, so I think we take at least one more hit like this. Of course they can go for the Flier, equip it even harder, but it gives only one toughness, so it's not as hard to trade. And they're down to one card. Oh my god, thank you. Thank you, Haliya, for being the absolute best. This needs to be in the board when we cast the second spell. And well, with this, I think I know who wins. We get more dudes. How about dudes? Because that means they cannot just outrace us anymore. And with extra cards we should very easily... Do we go in an additional Haliya? This is kinda bad, isn't it? This is kinda bad, guys. This is indeed a little bit bad for them at this stage of the game. They don't have cards to discard, so they can pump it to what, 3-3 if they discard everything. Bye, Inti. Thank you for being part of this game. And now we are getting the card. We have the better board. Now we can be aggressive. I don't think they can discard at instant speed. Those blockers should be enough. And we just beat the Rakdos deck. But let's still go for it, just so we can hit face. That's what we do. Maybe we can get some bats. Let's go fast lands out of the way. So we could go Haliya into Pixie, but I think we set up the drums. Then the next turn we can go a little bit crazy. So this turn, of course, a little bit lackluster, but I want to get the maximum value. When we combo Zenith with something, that's great. I wonder if they remove main phase just to prevent the drums. Nope. And this is a Dino Reanimation deck that can already win on the next turn. Guys, I'm serious. This is our last turn. Unless they draw bad, then we can play longer. Because they use this Reanimation, Foggy Swamp Visions. They tap this for Water Bend, and that means they can Galta and get the whole board of dinosaurs on the next turn. I'm not kidding, guys. We are in the late, basically end stage of the game. Someone would say that we started playing. Nope, we are ending playing. So what can we do? Definitely Zenith into 1-drop. If we play Haliya, you know what, let's just go for... Well, this doesn't really do much. I will still go for it. We tap Zenith, of course, for mana. Let's make some dudes. So this is a little bit better turn. But it's still not there yet. So that's a game if they have right draw. They have double black for the Foggy Swamp Visions. They have Galta in the graveyard. Guys, welcome to turn 4, where your opponent had the bad draw. I'm not kidding, we actually dodged it. I was honestly sure that they have the whole thing. Like, moment I've seen Galta and this, it was like, oh, they have the setup, the full setup. So, now we can try to kill them before they recover. They still play Zombifies, if I remember. So we go Haliya into Pixie. Well, we can bounce... What? Okay, this is important. I think we already get the counters. I think I ordered it wrong again. I always pay attention to this after I already make the play. Oh, I can? Nope. 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 Now the question, do we go for the drums? I mean, this is a play for the next turn. So I know it seems weird, but this way, like, I'm going full all and if I remember, they don't play sweeper, so they cannot answer this board. Their answer is reanimating and winning the game with, you know, full board of dinosaurs and crazy stuff. So if they didn't reanimate on the last turn, there is chance they don't have... Come on, from a turn 3 reanimator, getting nice. Hi guys, you're wondering how I got myself into this situation. Well, I was on the draw. How about that one? I still think we go for the bat. This way we can live gain a little bit maybe. If they don't attack with Sharpshooter, and maybe mess their curve while we can. Obviously it's Delnay. I think we don't really have a choice. It has to be Delnay. Because even though they will get it back, we break the curve. They cannot cast 3-drop and removal for 1 mana on 3 mana. Yep. So we kinda mess them for a single turn, but that's it. Now we need to start winning somehow. How about losing everything? Have you considered this? Is being on the draw against this type of opening is good? Sloth, I have a question. Well, I'll tell you, it's not good. It's not a great decision to make. That's so bad, man. Oh boy, I think we need to... But we will die. The point is, we will die. So I wanted to go for Simrip on the next turn with like Zenith or Sage. But we might die. So they played this, obviously. This will create double creatures and this will double trick. What the hell, man? So this will be like 6... We die! Yes, you guessed it. We freaking die. So don't be on the draw, guys. Really, this is such a bad decision. And we can only play Shepherd for a land or 1-drop. We could get Momo for the next turn. This way we Sage and double it. That's something, isn't it? Guys, this is something. I consider it more than nothing. Words of wisdom you never expected to hear today. But here they are, lying in front of you. Well, I'm trying to not die instantly. It's funny because we just showcased this deck yesterday and I was saying so many times, yeah, our opponent is on the draw, they have no chance. And here we are on the draw and we have no chance. But we might have a chance. Maybe. Maybe they still have Denley. I think it has to be Momo into Sage because we can maybe pump on the next turn, which gets the lifelink going. And lifelink is the... You know what? If this draw is not good, I can see us winning. But if that's like a very good 1-drop or Momo removal, it will mess us up really hard. The fact that they have War Leader call means that we need to start life gaining because this deals so much damage. Of course, they also have Odger, which means that every damage is 5 because it gets the pump from the War Leader's call. Oh boy, they didn't attack, so there's that. Tapland, thank you. Thank you for this one game. So, Haliya into Shepherd, probably. That's not good. That's not the turn I wanted to make. We need Zenith into something. But we cannot make this. Okay, this could be untapped land on the next turn, I guess. Wait, can we? Is there a chance? No, we need one more mana. Wait. We can play Haliya, but that's it. It will be second spell, but not with this on board. So we can warp for 1 with the Momo discount, play a land, and get 3 mana for something like Haliya. Okay, you know what? I kinda like it. Good enough. Not really the play I wanted to make, but it's a play that we can make. And it will be decent. It will be decent. It's just better. We also can attack on air and draw a card, so I think this is just, you know, a deal breaker a little bit. This, we will lose this. Momo, I mean, Momo kinda did the job already. We'll be at what? 10. That's pretty low. I don't want to be aggressive. I'm not sure if I will block with Momo, but I will definitely show that I can. I can. Oh, a land that is tapped. Thank you. Thank you, Shuffler. I needed a few more of those. So, let's see what our opponent got from the top. Sharpshooter probably not our favorite. Especially not with Voice of Victory. That is already 1 creature, but will be 2 more creatures on the next turn. Thank you. I think some draw discrepancy here. I'm not sure which one of those cards will swing the game into our opponent's direction. Okay, can we still win? I think there is small chance, but this draw Like, those two cards put them extremely ahead. But we have those lifelinkers, so that's our hope, basically. Yep, and that's the problem, because now they create so many triggers by single attack all the time. And, oh, we are already dead. Guys, don't be on the draw. And don't draw lands when they draw bombs. So we warp Haliya into Sage of the Skies. Okay, that's the next turn. Which means on this turn we'll just go probably for the Miner. This should mitigate the most damage. We attack with Momo, because we can. And that was the whole play. Not the best turn in history of turns. Our opponent drops all the cards. Oh boy. What's the counterplay to being on the draw? Play another game. That's what it is. So we don't have basic land, which means we need to probably shock this. Let's go for Haliya. This way you can go for the Sage. Gain some life, get some cards. This is the first good turn we had so far. And oh boy, we need some good turns here. We absolutely need some good turns. But Momo is doing work. We need to start working on the life total. Yep. Man, that was our good turn and we are still behind, so that's not a good sign. However, our opponent is down to 0 cards, so there might be a chance. There might be a chance that we can do stuff. We can double block this. Get some solid life gain. They will kill the big creature. What is the next turn's play? Probably Haliya into Haliya. I think that's the actual play. They will get the counter, so that's acceptable. I don't love this, but I think this is the play. Okay, this is incredible. Actual incredible draw. This opens, guys, this opens possibilities. I think that means we go Zenith first. Okay, I think with this draw we might win. I think we actually won, because they have 0 cards. Do we go wider? Do we go wider, or we already put the counters? It is, you know what? I think we can go with the counters. I think we can go with the counters. So that, I originally kind of wanted to make the dudes. But this is just so good. Do we go with Momo too? They can block it. But we have another one, so it kind of plays in our hand. Man, I wonder if they take the bait. They didn't. Okay, the very important part is that we get so much life gain. Oh, and we still draw a card because of, you know, hitting. We have Zenith, but we know that they have no cards in the hand. So they can deal tons of damage, but unless it's incredibly good draw, they won't kill us. Well, how about that? How about that? Full swing, always the right choice. It's not lethal. 14, 16. I think we might steal this game. Because we can keep making the dudes, and they have double strike but no flying. I think we have this, but we need to be a little bit patient here. So, what is the best play? Do we want Haliya permanently? No, I think we warp this. Wait, let's actually think for a moment, because this is a very important turn. Maybe we just get Haliya permanently. You know what? This is actually good, because we can go for this. Now we can warp this for 1 mana because of Momo discount. The double strike goes to here, which means we could put the counters. I think we just put the counters, man. Our board is very, very decent. And we take probably Pixie. I swear we can win this. We can actually win this. What do we bounce? Probably just the Shepherd. This way you can do it again on the next turn. With also Warp. Okay, we definitely attack with those. I think this too. 12, 17. Not exactly lethal, but enough to block. Pixie probably goes on the Skeleton. Those two defend us. And our opponent has to somehow reverse the game with a single card. The Skeleton is not dead, which means that they cannot tutor. Oh, thank you, Tragic Trajectory. You know, it would be a pretty decent card on this guy. They get the double strike, so of course they get tons of life gain, but that's it. They don't get anything more. And we have enough Haliya, so we can just continue. With double strike, there's no point in like triple blocking. They kill everything anyway. Like this is 22 damage total. And now it starts to crumble a little bit. Okay, we need 3 mana for Trajectory. Which means we probably go for... We need to lose something. How do we lose something, guys? We actually cannot lose something. This will be interesting game. If I attack all, they will... Like, they cannot trade even. We cannot force a block. It's 12, 15. We need to play 5 creatures. I don't think we can. However, we can play Haliya. Into Sage of the Skies. We could make more creatures for blocking. I think this is okay. Because so far they kinda fit on our good creatures. Now it will end a little bit. Told you, we can still win. Because they didn't hit Battlefront and they just don't have card advantage. So definitely those 3. Do we go with the Zenith? I mean, we kinda can. They cannot block it good enough. So that's a full swing on our side. Down to 8 and 1 draw to rule them all. We're at 25. Remember when we were at 1 and our opponent at 20? Yep. Told you, we can win. Well guys, our opponent is going first, because they're a little bit better at Magic. However, we have the drums. And well, with the drums we can do some crazy Magic. Hopefully. I kinda like the addition of the bats to this deck, because something it lacked. Moment, how do we play this? Do we play bats already for the Annex? It will get removed instantly on the same turn. It doesn't really interrupt anything. But you know what, let's go for the drums. We need a little bit more creatures, that's for sure. So we want to draw with Haliya. Annex go. Not even a question. Okay, maybe they want core. The correct order is core first, usual. Well, depends on the hand, kinda. But now they are tapped. So do we go Haliya into Bat? No, we cannot. We can only warp. I won't get enough. Can I draw creatures in my creature deck? This is so rough. I think we have to go for the Bat then. Well, that sucks. But maybe you can hit Annex at least. Oh. We don't have answer to Slasher. They can double spell on the next turn, so we don't really have a choice here. They have 5 mana, which means that if we remove something else, you know, they still have everything. Honestly, the problem is that we literally don't play game since 3 turns. And that kinda put us behind. So we are not very good at drawing correct cards. Okay, this is way better. Okay, with this we can start cooking a little bit, I feel. So, Haliya into what? I think we should have enough mana. Let's count it. Do we need to warp or we can just play? This Pixie will have 2 more and we play the Bat again. Yeah, I think that should be good enough. And now we don't need Strategic Betrayal because it's not as good of a removal right now. Now we go for the Pixie. I don't know if I need full control for this. We can still draw. We want to replay the Bat, because then we can get the Haliya a trigger. It seems that our opponent top-decked removal spell for 2 mana. They have 2 mana priority in mono black. So, I mean, what could it be? That's really unfortunate. Single draw actually completely prevented this whole turn. So, good on them. We're drawing hands. Our opponent is top-decking removal as they need it. Definitely not a great situation to be in. Like, whenever something like this happens, it literally ruins your whole game. That was the whole play. So we just lost the card, we lost our best creature, and we lost the whole point we made this play. Is that good? Nope. 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 That was the whole point of the play. With this draw, they probably won. Guys, be good at Magic, draw cards you need instead of those that you don't need. Because, you know, it's not like it's a very complicated decision. If you draw this, you play it and win. And that's it. That's a lethal combo. We need to donate creatures, and at this point we won't win anymore. See? This one card decided the game. So yeah, we weren't guaranteed to win before, but with this card we are guaranteed to lose. Let's put it this way. So, yeah. I'll put the counter. Now I have a cool bat. That is a 2/2. It can scoop way faster than the original. Well guys, this is the full deck list, and this is not a random deck. This actually got 6th spot in tournament, I think it was yesterday, out of close to 50 players, so pretty darn good result. And the reason I wanted to showcase this deck and not anything else is that everything else in like last 5 tournaments I checked was all decks we already showcased. It's Kavaro, Izzet, Landfall, you know, Boros aggro, and I mean all. Like, I've checked top 16 of like 5 different tournaments today. And each one of them were exactly the same decks. So this was the only deck that had something interesting going for it. And as a matter of fact, I wanted to showcase you aggro for today, Orzhov aggro. So this hit perfectly. And the biggest issue I had with Azorius was that it doesn't have enough removal for, you know, best of 1. And also it cannot really interrupt any combos or sweeper, stuff like this. So I think that this splash is exactly the type of strategy that it needed, because it just couldn't interfere with opponent. And when they drop Kavaro, I mean, the game is over. Doesn't matter how many cards you have, your board is gone, your opponent has, you know, 15/15 stats in the bad case, and you won't recover. However, now we have a bat and we can interrupt this, and with 8 removals pieces, with 4 Sim Rips, 4 tragic trajectories, and they can still be used to double spell. So even if your opponent like has empty board, you can just play it and, you know, do nothing. It still triggers Zenith, and where are you? Sage of the Skies. And by the way, I really like this card. I think it's cool. So that's kinda it for the deck. You have 14 cards in the sideboard because I removed 1 Winnowing, because I don't have second Winnowing and I didn't want to craft it. However, in the deck list, I will give you the full original sideboard with 2 of them. And yeah, that's kinda it. Thank you to all amazing patrons that are supporting the content. You guys are absolute heroes of this channel, so thank you so much. And kinda it for today. Thank you for watching until the end, and see you guys in the next video.